Hi there. So, now that we've gotten past the halfway point in our course and we've read 6 good sources for our essay, we are ready to move on to the outline and to constructing our argument. So, first off, if you have not yet completed all 3 assignments toward your annotated bibliography, make sure you do that before completing anything in Module 5. You should have consulted at least 6 different sources of information before beginning the outline. So first for this module, read the excerpt on illustration, otherwise known as how to effectively use examples to demonstrate your points. Practice using this rhetorical strategy in the discussion board activity. The question for you to consider is, should college prepare us specifically for a job, or should it form the whole person and make us better thinkers in general? Read through the prompt carefully, and in your original post of at least 200 words, explain your point by using examples to illustrate. Remember that the 75-word response to another student is due by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Next, make sure you carefully read the argumentative research paper assignment. This will show you all of the different pieces of the research project and how it will be graded. Also, consider the tentative research paper structure. Remember, the general format of the paper is to state your thesis and supporting ideas, summarize counter-arguments, refute the counter-arguments, and then return to the thesis with additional persuasive points. The next step is to create an outline of your paper. Make sure your outline contains the information you will use in your introduction, your thesis, and the main supporting ideas. It must also contain at least one counter-argument and refutation of that counter-argument. Then, include major persuasive points you will use when you return to your thesis at the end of the essay before concluding. Follow the formatting in the outline assignment guidelines, which is also a sample outline, so you can use that for guidance. Next, you will construct 2 sections of your essay. Assignment 5.2 is the argument draft. Here, you'll state your thesis and your major supporting points. So follow the guidelines in the assignment. You want to put your thesis statement at the top of the page, and then here you're going to explore at least 3 major supporting ideas. And so you'll be writing 3 paragraphs after your thesis statement, 1 supporting idea for each. As you're writing, remember that you have to cite your sources. So even if you're paraphrasing, you still want to put the author's name in parentheses at the end of the paragraph. If you're using a direct quote, you need to put the author's name in parentheses immediately after the direct quote. Remember, as assignment 5.2 is due by the end of the day, Wednesday. Next is assignment 5.3, which is due by the end of the day on Friday. Here is where you'll start to work out the counter arguments you will address in your essay. So, just like with assignment 5.2, you want to start with your thesis statement at the top of the page. Then, explore 1 counter argument, summarize it, be as objective as possible, and then in the following paragraph, refute that argument. Prove that the argument is weak or it's not supported with ample evidence. Now you want to do that twice. And so in this assignment, you'll be addressing 2 oppositional views, and you're going to refute each one. So that'll be a total of 4 paragraphs. Oppositional view and its refutation, oppositional view number 2, and its refutation. So these paragraphs might not be as long or as complex as the paragraphs you put in your argument draft, and that's okay. Remember, when you're summarizing these counter arguments, try to stay as objective as possible, even if, you clearly don't agree with them. So, this week we begin composing our essay. Notice how we're working on it in parts. And then we'll use these parts to put together and construct the final draft. So the key here is getting the ideas down on paper. These assignments are outlines and drafts. They don't have to be perfect right away. I don't expect them to be. This is more like the raw material that we're going to use to create the finer, polished final draft. I'm excited to see what you come up with.